Hi and welcome. This is another edition of Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest Backstage Pass here on the People Chronicles. My name is Joe Painter. Dave Clews is with us. Thanks for joining us, Dave.
Thanks for having me.
And I got to say thank you too, while we're thanking folks, to the Berks Arts Council for making this possible. And I found out you were coming in, so I was snooping around. That's what we do backstage. And you are with 12 Volt Dave's Audio. You're not with it. You own 12 Volt Dave's Audio in Pottsville.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think, wait a minute, this is Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest, and now we're in Pottsville, Schuylkill County. Have we crept up that way?
Yes, you have. We've made some inroads to bring some great jazz to Schuylkill County.
It's just an interesting connection because I don't think, first of all, you even think Schuylkill County jazz, and I'm trying to figure out how did we get there. So I wonder if we can step back a few paces, and I do know that everybody who's been on the Backstage Pass has a direct connection to none other than John Ernesto.
Oh, yeah.
So do you and John go way back? How did this connection happen?
A few years ago, I had a customer in my store, heard me playing some jazz music. Mm-hmm. Told me about Building 24, which became a convenient place. You know, local business guys go out for dinner, and some customers and people don't think twice about interrupting your dinner. So I thought coming to Reading, I could be, kind of incognito. Went to Building 24, had a nice dinner, and then found out about the Berks Jazz events that went on there. And I had attended a few. And
prior to that?
No, after that.
What caught your attention about Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest anyway?
One of the artists that was playing was kind of a favorite of mine, and I thought, boy, this is only a half an hour from me, if that, and what a great opportunity, smaller venues, it just really appealed. So I had started going to events at Building 24, and during the course of those events, when we first started going, you bought tickets by seating. And me doing what I do in the car stereo business, I'm pretty tuned to where I like to sit and listen from. I know there's a sweet spot and there's good spots, okay? And had got tickets one night for an artist, and when we showed up, there were people in our seats. Well, I had by that time figured out who John was.
Was he in your seat?
No, he wasn't in my seat, but I tracked him down.
You didn't ask him to move, did you?
No. But I went to John and I said, explain the situation. And he said, we switched to a first come, first serve. Mm-hmm. I said, well, that'd be nice to know. I was here having dinner and now I'm going to be sitting somewhere else. John started looking off to the sides of the stage, and I said, John, before you look off center, I said, because my seats were center, I said, let me introduce myself and tell you what I do and how I listen. And when I told him my car had well over $10,000 in audio gear in it and was set to listen very precisely, he knew that sitting me someplace offside wasn't going to make me happy. Yeah. So he said, Dave, what can I do to make you happy? And I thought, well, if you're asking, I said, well, I'll take 2 seats at the bar, realizing that the bar was filled. And he said, is that all?
You were trying to trip him up?
He said, is that all? And I'm thinking, yeah, that's all, John. And we walked up to the bar. He tapped 2 gentlemen on the shoulder and said, you're out, they're in. And I was kind of taken by this, and he said, friends of mine. I said, well, that explains that. And we got to be pretty good friends after that. I did an event. In the world of car stereo, there are car stereo contests.
We should back up a minute. What is it you do for a living?
12 Volt Dave's Audio is a car stereo shop. We do everything from high-end stereo equipment in cars to remote starts, car alarms, and all the conveniences that you can put in a mobile vehicle, we pretty much do.
I have to interrupt again because when you say that kind of business, I don't think my mind automatically goes, all right, I want to amp up my car with subwoofers and all of these really cool audio things to listen to jazz music. So where's that connection?
Well, see, and I can appreciate that because most people, when they think of car stereo, think of those booming cars that go by.
And the car's bouncing it, yeah, okay.
And that is a part of the business, but there are also those, like myself, who want to listen very accurately. We want to hear, if the gentleman's sliding his hands down the frets of a guitar, we want that reproduced. If you sat in my car and if I ask you, is that sax player stage left or right, you can tell me.
I would know?
You would know.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It is, it is. So that's kind of what we do. There are contests in the world of car stereo. Some guys see how much they can boom. And then there's guys that do what I do. It's called sound quality. And just like I said, stage left, right. Not only can I take you stage left and right in my car, I can ask you, is he in front of or behind the horns, the drummer?
And my untrained ear would be able to depict that.
Somebody who appreciates music. It doesn't
Yes.
have to be as much a trained ear. Somebody who can just listen will pick that up. So I was looking for a place to host an event. And I talked to John and the people at Bldg 24, and we did an event there. I got together with John, and we brought in Ronnie Baker Brooks together. And I had people come in. I had people from as far north as Canada and as far south as South Carolina come up to this contest. And John and I had already become good friends by that time. We had that event, and I got to thinking, boy, I'd really like to expose Schuylkill County to some really good jazz and blues and the things that, the Berks Jazz Festival does. So I told John, I said, listen, I've got a venue in Pottsville. It's called The Lodge at Sharp Mountain. Back in the 60s, actually in the late 50s and 60s, there was a ski lodge in Pottsville. And they built a beautiful lodge at the base of the mountain, and ran it till there wasn't enough snow around anymore to do any skiing. An organization called the Pottsville Club bought it. It was a private club, ran it for many years, and they finally closed up. And a local family bought the facility and have turned it into a restaurant and restaurant bar type of setup. Seats probably, you can probably fit a little over 200 people into it. So I thought, boy, this is a great venue. There's a stage in it.
How about acoustically? I know you haven't looked at that.
It works.
Okay.
It works.
Okay.
It goes from kind of a shortened, little over a story tall area to a vaulted ceiling like you would find in a ski lodge.
Right.
So I said, John, come up. I'll introduce you to the owners. See what you think if it would work. He came up. He loved the building, and we got together with the owners. We brought Clarence Spady in, and had a nice turnout. So now we're going on to our next venture,
which is
Greg
Hatza,
Greg
right?
Hatza,
yeah,
thank
the
you.
organization.
Yes.
Organization.
Right,
yeah.
right. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be another wonderful evening. I think we're going to build more on what we did with Clarence. I know even the owners of the lodge, they didn't comprehend the level of entertainment we were bringing and talent.
Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest is known for that, whether they're national or international names, or they're more local or regional. They're amazingly talented and gifted musicians. So what has this meant to you? And perhaps, I know you're active with the Lions in Pottsville and very active in the community. What has it meant to the Pottsville community to have a little bit of Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest in Pottsville?
I think they're catching on.
Yeah, nice.
I was a little disappointed personally the first time. I guess my own enthusiasm over bringing.
You mean with the community's reaction?
With the community reaction, I thought we could have had a better turnout. But I also lent part of that to the lodge themselves. Didn't comprehend the marketing it would require to sell the event, if you will.
Plus, it's something new. So if
Right.
the community's not used to that, you kind of offer it in bits and pieces, and it sounds like over a couple of tries, and now with Greg Hatza, there's a better reception, a better understanding of what a treat this is going to be.
Yeah, when they came in, because I had made the connections for the sound people to come in.
Yeah.
Because I knew it had to be done right. They're used to doing, small acoustic, one-player people, and that's great. That's wonderful music. It can be appreciated. But when you bring something to the level of Berks Jazz in, You know, when the big truck rolled in out front with the sound guys, I was there. This was like my thing, even though not my business, but
Right.
it was my passion to share this. The owner was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, well, what did you think we were doing here today? You know, this isn't the 2 speakers on the tripods anymore. We're talking about, a full production board and all the trimmings that go with making that sound right in the environment. And even those that came that night afterwards, I made it a point to go to each table.
Did you?
Oh, absolutely. Introduce myself, ask them if they enjoyed the evening. Would they like us to do it again? It was a resounding yes. We'd love this kind of thing again here. The owner now of the lodge has a grip on what it is we're doing and what level we're entertaining at.
Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's rare to have that level that you're talking about, and that level of not only what's the word I'm looking for? The awareness of the music, but the level of the sound and the staging and the set, very professional on a different level. To come into a smaller community and say, here you go, in that intimate atmosphere. And that's really what Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest does, brings the music to the community. And I know we're very thankful to you, Dave, for opening the door in our neighboring Schuylkill County and letting us come in there. And I'm sure the people are grateful on the other end, as you're saying.
I'm honored to do it. To me, I was very proud that night of what was put together, how it came off. Would have been happier with more attendance, but that was all part of the learning curve. Sharing it, and it shocks me that we're 30 minutes, 20 minutes away, depending on where you're coming from out of the county, to Berks here, and talking to the people that I know who enjoy music, and they hear them, and when I say, have you ever been to the Berks Jazz Festival? And I've been actually shocked, and they said, the what? I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, wait a minute. You found out at one point too, and that's what it is.
Sure, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know it's been going on for years, and I can confess it's, this will be my 3rd year of actively, enjoying the festival.
Well, let me say thank you for enjoying it and for introducing your community and your neighbors and working in conjunction with the whole team here and spreading the love, spreading the music. That's what it's all about.
Oh, you're welcome. I like I said, I truly enjoy it. I think I'm a tall guy to begin with, but I think I was about 6 inches taller that night.
Good for you.
To take the stage and introduce the act, and then have so many people afterwards just thrilled with what they got to hear, listen, experience. And I'm looking forward to continuing it. I'm actually working with another local business to bring some more Berks Jazz in later this year. We're actually working on closing down the main street and putting up a big tent and doing another Berks Jazz Arctics. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
I've kind of got I think the right players in place that can promote it and make it work, and people that will enjoy it. So, and that's, I think, to me, the most important. There's nothing better than after you've shared something like a musical experience to see the expressions on faces. That's just what gets me.
The first step is exposure. Thank you for playing your part, so to speak. We appreciate it very much.
Sure.
And that's another Backstage Pass with the Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest.